Hi friends! Today we're going to be reviewing basic multiplication and different ways to do it. So multiplication is essentially counting up equal groups and deciding how much you have in all. And there are a few ways to do this. You can multiply using arrays, equal groups, skip counting, or repeated addition. So let's look at one problem, 3 times 4, and use all of these different ways to solve it. If I want to solve the problem 3 times 4, one way I could think about it is using an array. Now, an array is a visual representation of the problem using rows and columns. So if I have 3 times 4, that's like saying 3 groups of 4 or 4 groups of 3. I could draw this in two ways. One way I could draw this is by drawing a row of 3 dots, 1, 2, 3, and repeating that 4 times to make 4 groups of 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And there you have it. Rows with 3, columns with 4. I have a 3 by 4 array. And if I counted up the number of dots in my array, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, I would see that 3 times 4 equals 12. I could draw this in a different way. Instead, I could use 4 in my rows, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I could have 3 rows of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now this shows the same amount, just in a different way. Rows of 4, columns of 3. And if I count them up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, my total is still 12, because 3 times 4 equals 12. Now, I also could have done this in some different ways. Let's see another answer. Another way to get to the answer. Your answer will stay the same. We used arrays. Now let's try to use some equal groups. Now I could look at this and say my 3 represents my number of groups, and I could say my 4 is the amount in each group. And if that's the case, I would draw 3 groups with 4 in each group. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I count them up now. 4 plus 4 is 8, plus 4 is 12. With my answer that I know is correct. What if I flipped these around? And I decided that 4 was my number of groups, and 3 was the amount in each group. I would draw 4 groups with 3 in each. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And if I count them all up, I could go one by one, but I'll use my math facts. 3 plus 3 is 6, 6 plus 3 is 9, and 9 plus 3 is 12. I keep getting the same answer, just using different strategies. There we used equal groups. Now, let's try skip counting. Now I could set this up in a few ways, and we kind of just looked at it. But if I'm doing 3 times 4, it's like I'm doing 3 groups of 4, kind of looking like our arrays earlier. Or I could say 4 groups of 3. And if I know how to skip count, I can just skip count by the number in each row. 4, 8, 12. I skip counted by 4s. Over here, 3, 6, 9, 12. Skip counting by 3s. Now the final way you can think about multiplication is very similar. It's very similar to skip counting, and what you'll be doing is repeated addition. So if I think of 3 times 4 as a repeated addition problem, I can think to myself, add 3 together 4 times, 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3, or add 4 together 3 times, 4 plus 4 plus 4. Now either way, it's repeated addition because I'm repeatedly adding the same number. Now skip counting can come into play with this, or you can count by ones. I could say 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. If I need to count by ones, that's okay. Maybe I could even do tallies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Whatever gets me there. Or, if I know my skip counting, repeated addition can look just like that. 4 plus 4 plus 4, 4, 8, 12. And there is my answer. Now remember, you can multiply in any of these different ways. Arrays, equal groups, skip counting, or repeated addition. Let's try one more that you'll practice on your own. What about 6 times 4? Can you figure it out?